Jai Shri Krishna. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Chuseok, which is Korean Thanksgiving. I don't have school today, and I was having too much fun over the weekend, also fixing my website, doing some work too. And I woke up in the morning today thinking, oh man, I forgot to do a live stream this weekend. I better do that. Oh, I don't want to do it, and maybe it'll be boring, or I had these thoughts. And then in the shower I was listening to my favorite rock album of all time, Hold Your Fire by Rush from the 1980s. There's some yoga themes in that album that some may be able to appreciate. But anyway, I just got really happy, joyous happy, in a childish like way. And I got good feelings in my heart chakra. And I said, you know what? I'm going to open up the Bhagavad Gita and see what happens. And turns out it's the perfect time to do this. I did not take any notes on the verses we're doing today because there are no notes to take. Chapter 11, verses 25 through 31. And next stream, we'll talk about verse 32, which is the famous verse referenced by Oppenheimer in regards to the atomic bomb. Please join me or not in glorifying the Supreme and invoking his divine presence as well. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we'll do the same I think we did last time, where, especially because I have no notes, I will read all the verses beginning to end as translated by H.D. Goswami first, and then all of Prabhupada's verses beginning to end. There's only one small purport in all 7 of these verses anyway from Prabhupada. Once again, there's no real need to take notes. But anyway, here's verses 25 through 31 by Hridayananda Maharaj. It's literally translated. Simply seeing your dreadful teeth and your faces resembling time fire, I do not know the directions. I find no shelter. O Lord of gods, be gracious. O world's abode. All these sons of Dhritarashtra, with groups of earthly rulers, Bhishma, Drona, and that Sutta son, even together with our best fighters, all rushing, enter your mouths that have dreadful, terrifying teeth. Some fighters are clearly seen trapped between teeth with heads pulverized. As rivers, many rapids run to the sea alone, so these mortal world heroes enter your wildly blazing mouths. As moths unto destruction enter blazing fire with full-blown force, so these worlds unto destruction enter your mouths with full-blown force, fiercely licking all worlds on every side with your flaming mouths. Vishnu, your rays scorch the universe, filling it with radiance. Declare to me, who are you, fierce of form? Let me bow to you. Most excellent God, be gracious. Be gracious. I wish to understand you who are the first. I do not fathom your actions. There are plenty of exclamation marks in these verses, and only one word was italicized, you who are the first. Stress to that one. Very good. Now let's get to Srila Prabhupada's translation, which is a colloquial translation. Because Prabhupada also did a literal translation as well, but that is not what he calls translation. The final translation is colloquial. It is rendered to be directly readable by contemporary people in contemporary English. So verses 25 to 31 by Prabhupada back to back, and then after that we'll briefly go later and talk about it. This may be the shortest stream I've ever done. We'll see. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all our soldiers are rushing into your mouths, their heads smashed by your fearful teeth. I see that some are being crushed between your teeth as well. As the rivers flow into the sea, so all these great warriors enter your blazing mouths and perish. I see all people rushing with full speed into your mouths as moths dash into a blazing fire. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people in your flaming mouths and covering the universe with your immeasurable rays. Scorching the worlds, you are manifest. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. I do not know what your mission is, and I desire to hear of it. Quite a different translation. When I read Prabhupada's translation, it feels much more, feels like Arjuna is more somber, more controlled, more respectful, and so on. It's not saying that it's bad when I feel a different ethos reading Hridayananda Maharaj's translation. That to me is more like being stricken by awe and just awe, just complete wonder, and more in like a trance-like state. There's the mystical element kind of jumps out from the page more with me with that translation, and seems more poetic as well. I would speculate that when Prabhupada is translating these verses, he's even more overwhelmed than I am, and he's trying to keep that under wraps in a good way. That's my speculation. He's not leaving anything out in the translation. He's translating excellently, as he always does, but perhaps the flowery language of the Vedas is just a tiny bit diminished here, perhaps on purpose, so that the reader is not lost in that same sense of wonder and shock and awe that Arjuna is, and for good reason, because this is not the song of the Lord. This is not the main takeaway of the Bhagavad Gita. Is time, the destroyer of worlds, is killing everyone. That's not the main idea of this Bhagavad Gita. Perhaps it is the main idea of this chapter, but it is not the main idea of this Bhagavad Gita or even this hexad of the Bhagavad Gita. There is one purport by Srila Prabhupada, and it also corresponds to the most difficult verse, which kind of raised my eyebrows for a second. Verse 27. Purport. In a previous verse, the Lord promised to show Arjuna things he would be very interested in seeing. Now Arjuna sees that the leaders of the opposite party and their soldiers and Arjuna's own soldiers are all being annihilated. This is an indication that Arjuna will emerge victorious in battle despite heavy losses on both sides. It is also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, will also be smashed. So also Karna. Not only will the great warriors of the other party, like Bhishma, be smashed, but some of the great warriors of Arjuna's side also. And this is the main difference too between the two translations, which you really need Prabhupada for to get the subtleties here. In H.D. Goswami's translation, it was more evident that everyone is being smashed. All the warriors on both sides and everyone else in all the different worlds of the universe, like everyone's being destroyed. But here, Prabhupada really takes care to mention that our soldiers are rushing into your mouths. Next sentence, I see that some are being crushed between your teeth as well. Oh yeah, so he separated it out. It's like first they're rushing into your mouths, and then some are being crushed as well. The word pulverized was used in the other translation. Yeah, and he specifically mentions by name, which is in the Sanskrit, that the ones on the other side, including Bhishma, the unconquerable, they are rushing into their mouths. And all our soldiers too. All, it says all our soldiers. So this seems like a difficult and significant verse, actually, that kind of, and it seems to lack the poetic language of the following verses. Rivers flowing into the sea, moths dashing into fire. Analogy and metaphor is largely absent from verse 27. Anyway, that's it. All I can say is it's a great honor and pleasure to read these verses. Next time we'll hear what the Blessed Lord has to say in response to Arjuna. Jai Shri Krishna, Shri Bhagavan, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Acharya Dev, Jai Shri Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis everywhere, Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Lord. Thank you all. We'll see you next time. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.